All right, so you know how much we love a good story.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those stories find us.
Yeah.
And this one is golden, literally.
Literally.
This deep dive is all about Julien Alfred.
Oh, I love her.
Are you ready to jump in?
Yeah, let's jump in. That video you sent from Global Pulse News now is incredible.
Yeah.
It's so much more than just like race footage.
Mm-hmm.
You really get a sense of her, as a person, her journey.
Totally.
Yeah, I loved it.
And it got me thinking, because you don't hear about, like, Olympic sprinters coming out of St. Lucia every day.
Right.
So to go from there to, the top of the podium.
Yeah.
That's got to be a story.
It's amazing. Like when you think about it, St. Lucia, this small island, right?
Yeah.
You think beaches, rainforests.
Right. You're on vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not like training for the Olympics.
No, not at all. You're having a pina colada.
Exactly. Yeah. But
so are we already seeing like the underdog theme here? Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit. I love it.
And, it just makes her story that much more like remarkable, right?
Totally.
So she was born June 10th, 2001.
Okay.
In a community called Sissom.
Okay.
And the video actually, talks about how she faced some, hardship, early on, especially, losing her father at a young age. That's got to have a huge impact.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, at any age, but especially when you're,
when you're young.
When you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, how do you think that kind of experience shapes someone's drive? Did she always love running?
It seems like it. I mean, even before high school, she was twice named St. Lucia's Junior Sportswoman of the Year.
Wow.
That's not just talent, right? That's dedication.
Yeah, you're putting in the work.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk about, a rising star, right?
Absolutely.
But it seems like the 2017 Commonwealth Youth Games was, where things really took off.
Yeah. For people who may not be familiar.
Yeah, explain it.
It's essentially the Junior Olympics.
Okay.
For athletes across the Commonwealth.
Got it.
So for her to go and win gold in the 100 meters at that level, it's okay, world, pay attention.
Yeah, this is not a fluke.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the real deal.
This is the real deal.
And then she makes the decision to move to the University of Texas.
Right, which... That's a big leap.
That's a huge leap.
I mean, new country.
Yeah.
Obviously more intense training.
Right.
But also she's pursuing a degree in youth and community studies.
This is a busy woman.
Yeah.
She's got a lot going on.
Dedicated, for sure.
I'm picturing, her hitting the library after, breaking a track record or something.
Yeah.
How do you even balance all that?
Yeah, and that's what's amazing is not only did she balance it, but she excelled.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking NCAA titles.
Okay.
We're talking international competitions.
Wow.
But here's the thing that, blew my mind.
Okay, lay it on me.
She broke the 7-second barrier.
7-second barrier.
In the 60 meters.
Okay, so for those of us who, are not sprinters.
Right.
What makes that so impressive?
So imagine running basically 20 miles per hour.
Okay.
Indoors.
All right.
The amount of power.
It's a different beast, right?
It's insane.
Outdoor, I feel like you've got...
Good wind and everything.
You got the elements, right?
Right, yeah.
You're just raw power.
Exactly, and that's when people were like, okay.
This is it.
She's special.
All right, so that brings us to the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Yes.
But before we get to the race itself, I got to know.
Yeah.
What went into her training?
Oh, yeah.
Because this wasn't just luck.
Oh,
right?
Oh, absolutely not.
This woman was putting in...
Oh, yeah, 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
6 days a week, 2 to 3 hours a day.
Oh, my goodness.
Just pushing her limits.
Wow.
I mean, you can imagine, intense sprint drills, weight training sessions.
Yeah.
This woman was a machine.
Yeah. I'm exhausted just hearing about it.
Yeah.
So break it down for me.
Okay.
What did her training actually look like? Was it all weights? What was she doing?
So it was a really smart mix.
Okay.
So, of course, you have your weight training, squats, deadlifts, power cleans, all that, which are so important for building...
That explosive power?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then also, you have to think about, flexibility is super important for a sprinter.
Right.
So she did a ton of core stability exercises, lots of stretching.
Okay.
Things like that.
Yeah, because you need that full range of motion, right?
Right, absolutely, yeah.
To really generate
You
that
got it.
power.
Yeah.
But you can't run on empty.
No, you can't.
So what about her diet?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, she's very conscious about what she eats.
Okay.
But it's not like, deprivation or anything like that.
Right.
It's really about nutrient-rich food to fuel those workouts.
Yeah.
So we're talking like lean proteins, complex carbs, and then, of course, like lots of fruits and veggies.
So pretty balanced, actually.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
It's all about balance.
Okay, what about, like, you hear about those electrolyte drinks?
Oh, yeah, hydration.
Is that a thing?
Oh, it's huge.
Okay.
Especially when you're training that hard.
Yeah.
You're sweating, you're losing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was really good about, water, electrolyte drinks.
Okay, so we've got the physical side down.
Yeah.
But what about, like, the mental game?
Oh, that's a whole other...
Right.
Yeah.
Because how do you prepare for that kind of pressure?
Right. I know, it's a lot.
Like, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I'm getting stressed out.
Right.
So, like, the Olympics is one thing, right?
Yeah.
But to represent your whole country?
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Like, how do you even wrap your head around that?
I mean, it's that mental toughness that really separates, like, the greats, I think. It's that ability to push through when you're exhausted.
Yeah, when you just want to
quiet those doubts in your mind.
Totally.
And just stay focused on the goal.
Yeah, like when you've trained your body.
Yeah.
You got to train your mind.
Absolutely.
It's like a mental marathon, I bet.
Oh, for sure.
So what was her secret weapon?
Well, I think it's a few things. First of all, her family, like her mom especially.
Okay.
Because she's like her rock.
Wow.
Like there's this great story about how her mom would wake up early every day to make her meals. And just like do whatever it took to support her.
Wow.
And I think like, having that kind of support system, it really fuels that fire.
That's amazing. And, it's like you hear about these athletes and it's like behind every great athlete, there's like an amazing family usually, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really cool.
And then like on top of that, there's this great anecdote from when she was training at UT.
Okay.
And it was like, one of those days.
One of those days.
Where it's just brutal.
Yeah.
You're drained. You just want to quit.
You're like,
why am I doing this?
I know.
Yeah. So anyway, she's having one of these days.
Yeah.
And, her coach sees her struggling and just like gives her this pep talk.
What do you say?
Reminding her like why she's doing this, the sacrifices she's made, her dreams, all that.
Yeah.
And it was like a turning point for her.
Really?
Yeah, like she pushed through, she finished the workout.
Wow.
And she said later, like, that's when she realized that, like, mental strength is just as important as physical strength.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
It's like you can be in shape.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe in yourself.
Exactly.
If you don't have that mental fortitude.
Exactly. You're not going to make it.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like you really got to train both.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good lesson, actually, for all of us, really.
Sure.
Not even just athletes, but...
Right, just in life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got her family, her coaches, but then she also spent some time training in Jamaica, too, right?
Yeah, and I mean...
Which that's like the holy grail.
Of sprinting, right?
Yeah.
So to be able to train alongside...
Yeah, like what is that like?
The best of the best.
Yeah.
It just like elevates you.
Yeah.
And she's talked about how like the camaraderie.
Oh.
That healthy competition.
Right, you're pushing each other.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like, it's not just about individual talent.
Right.
But it's about like finding your tribe, that group that pushes you to be your best.
It's like that support system, but like on another level.
Totally.
Because it's like people who understand.
They get it.
What you're going through.
Yeah.
The grind.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Speaking of the best.
Yes.
It's time to talk about Paris.
Let's do it.
The gold medal moment.
Set the scene for us, though.
Right.
Like, she's stepping onto that track.
Yeah.
What's going through her mind?
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, first of all,
yeah.
just the weight of the expectations.
Yeah.
Right?
Not just herself.
Right. Not just for herself.
Her country.
Her whole nation.
Yeah.
The world is watching.
Right.
This is it.
All comes down to this.
This is the culmination of, like, years of training,
right.
sacrifices, setbacks, all of that.
All led to this.
Yeah. And then that starting pistol fires.
Oh, my gosh. I'm getting chills.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills.
And she just, like, explodes off the line.
I bet.
It's pure power and grace.
Yeah.
And then she crosses that Finish line.
Come on.
Goal.
Yeah.
A national record. 10.72 seconds.
Oh, my goodness.
St. Lucia's first ever Olympic gold medalist.
Wow.
I mean...
You talk about making history.
It's incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's so much more than a race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a statement.
And, like, I love that they showed her face.
Yeah.
Like, they showed that clip in the video.
Yeah. The emotion.
Because you could just see, like, the pure joy.
Oh, yeah.
The pride.
It's contagious.
Yeah, and I was thinking, it's like, this is more than a win.
Totally.
This is like a moment of like inspiration for so many people, I bet.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think,
especially in St. Lucia, but like around the world. It just goes to show you that like greatness can come from anywhere, right?
It really can.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter where you come from.
If you're from a small island, a big city,
exactly,
you can achieve incredible things.
And I love that, like, for young athletes, especially who might be doubting themselves.
Yeah.
It's like,
there's proof.
That
with dedication, with belief, like, you can do it.
Yeah, it's really cool. But obviously the story doesn't end there, right?
No, not at all.
So what are her goals now?
Okay, well, she's got some big ones.
Okay.
For one, like, she's very passionate about giving back to St. Lucia.
Oh, okay.
She's talked about wanting to, like, start a foundation.
Okay.
To support young athletes.
That's amazing.
Provide them with, like, the resources.
Yeah.
The mentorship.
The opportunities.
The opportunities that,
that she didn't necessarily have.
Maybe didn't have, yeah. So I think that's really cool.
That's really cool because it's one thing to achieve your dreams.
Yeah.
But then to turn around.
Yeah.
And help others. And help lift others up.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
So she's become like this role model too.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Which is really cool.
For sure.
Because she's very open about her training, her diet, even her mental strength techniques.
Yeah. She shares it all.
Which I think is really cool. Yeah. Because it's like she's kind of saying like, hey.
If I can do it.
If I can do it.
You can too.
You can too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like this big secret. It's just about hard work and dedication and.
Totally.
And believing in yourself, right?
Yeah.
But it goes, like, beyond athletics, too.
It does.
She's also, like, become an ambassador for St. Lucia, right?
Oh, yeah. After that win. I mean, everyone wants a piece.
Who doesn't want to go to St. Lucia right now?
Exactly.
I mean, sign me up.
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And she's the perfect person to kind of, like, showcase the country.
Yeah, totally.
And everything it has to offer.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of, like, goals, though. She's also mentioned wanting to brave the 10-second barrier in the 100.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's huge. Because it's like almost unheard of, right?
It's almost unheard of, yeah.
Yeah.
Only a handful of women in history.
It's like the 4-minute mile of like...
It really is.
Sprinting.
Yeah, it's huge.
So, but if anyone can do it,
I
feel like she can.
Right.
But that's what I think is so cool about her story. It's just like she's accomplished so much already.
Yeah.
But she's still hungry.
She's still got that drive.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not resting on her laurels.
No.
And I feel like that's like a good lesson for all of us.
For sure.
It's just like no matter what you do, like you can always
another level.
Push yourself further.
Exactly.
It's not about like even necessarily being the best.
Right.
It's just about like constantly trying to...
It's that growth mindset.
Be better.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I think that's what's so captivating about her.
For sure.
It's like she's just like this force.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's really cool.
It's inspiring.
Yeah. And I feel like we've only scratched the surface here.
Oh, yeah. We've only just begun.
Like, give me the good stuff. What else is in this deep dive?
Oh, there's so much more to uncover. Well, there's this one story about... like a really tough training session at UT. She was just spent, physically and mentally.
I know those days when your body's just done.
Totally. And she even said something like, I just wanted to lay down on the track and give up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I've been there. So what did she do?
Well, she told herself to just keep swimming.
Wait, just keep swimming?
Yeah.
Like Dory.
Exactly. Like, who knew Dory was a motivational speaker, right?
But I get it. Sometimes you just need that simple, kind of silly phrase to get you through.
Totally. And it shows that even with all the pressure, she doesn't take herself too seriously.
I love that. Okay, what else?
Oh, and speaking of support systems, did you know her mom was basically her first track coach?
No way, really. Tell me everything.
So, not a professional coach or anything, but she would time Julian's runs, come up with drills, that kind of thing.
Wow, that's dedication. So she was really nurtured that love of running from a young age.
Exactly, and instilled that work ethic, It really shows you the power of having those strong influences early on.
It makes you wonder how different her journey might have been without that support system.
Right. And it wasn't just her mom. Her whole community rallied behind her. Even before the Olympics, they were organizing fundraisers to help her travel for competitions.
That's amazing. It really does take a village.
For sure. And I think that's something she really wants to recreate with her foundation.
Oh, yeah. To give other kids that same support.
Exactly. That sense of community, that belief that they can achieve anything.
That's so powerful. Man, what an incredible story. And we didn't even talk about.
I know, right? We could do a whole other deep dive on.
Seriously. But I think we covered a lot of ground here.
We did.
So what are your final thoughts? What, stuck with you the most?
Honestly, the power of believing in yourself even when it feels impossible.
100%. And that anything is possible with hard work and dedication. Right?
Absolutely. And a little bit of just keep swimming never hurts either.
For real. All right, so to everyone listening, make sure you check out the full video from Global Pulse News now.
You won't regret it. And let us know what you think.
Yes, we love hearing from you all. But for now, we've reached the finish line on this deep dive.
Until next time.
Catch you later.